Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Good morning. It's the 20th of March and once again another all the stations rip off. Oh, I've even got a really weird flimsy ticket because this is part 11 of the Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2022 Practical Classics classic car and restoration show at the NEC, which I've just called the Practical Classics Restoration Show in the thumbnail because it's a little bit easier to say. So be prepared for incorrect information, might fall over, and make it interrupted by announcements, and if you're working on cars and all that sort of stuff. Yes, 10 parts filmed over the first 2 days, maybe 3 or 4 more today, and hopefully this thing actually works. So one of my subscribers and I, just over there, we've actually come into the auctions, this is the classic car auctions, and I've just been absolutely astonished that this very car, appeared not only on my channel but also on the Twin Cam channel in 2020. You can actually see a video of this very car. Belongs to a subscriber of mine called Dan. I didn't realise Dan was selling it, but here it is. We're inside the auction, and there he is. Actually, Dan's over there. There he is. Dan is just having a little chat there. Yeah, there you go. I'm afraid it's just been sold, so we can't have it. Someone else has just bought it. Maybe this might be more of your cup of tea. A early Mark II Ford Granada gear. This is really similar to the one that was used in the first series of the Professionals right towards the end. That was on an S plate, an early car, a 77. This might be a, oh no, sorry, it's a 79, this one. Yeah, 78, 79 plate. I do like Mark II Granadas viewers, I'm sure many of you do as well. I've had one on my channel belonging to Mr. Coleman, Rubbish Mechanic. Don't know how much this has gone for. Vinyl roof though, that wasn't on the car in the Professionals. I think it's called, did you say what colour it's called? I think it's like Sahara Beige or something, I can't remember. So we've got lots going on here at the auction. We're actually auctioning cars as I speak here. 1988 Ford Escort RS Turbo Series 2, almost exactly the same as the one used in the third series of Cat's Eyes by Leslie Ash. Looks relatively affordable at about £10,000. I thought these were worth more than that, but maybe that's just you know, an estimated guide price. You know what auctions are like. Early Ford Capri here, Mark I. On an H plate, so 6970 registration. Got a black bonnet on this one, so this will be a fancy one. Yes, 1970 Ford Capri 3000 GT with the black bonnet. Yes, very, very typical of the very, very early Capris. Came out on a G, I believe, the Capri, early 69. Yeah, this car is still available. Wonderful. Bit of a later Capri. Do like Capri's injection special 87, so production of these finished December 86, and so this would have been registered a little bit after. But those indicators aren't quite standard, but it's reasonably tasteful actually. Yeah, that's about what they're worth, around 20,000, something like that. I do like Capri's views, and in addition to Dan's one that you would have seen there, I actually did drive another 2.0 injection a little bit later on in that month. It's a green one I actually drove. So Dan's obviously clearing his collection for something else. Maybe he's fancied a Data Master Pantera. This is the same colour as the one in Elvis Presley drove, isn't it? Look at this. It's not the sort of most up-together example I've ever seen. Obviously, it's not as handy in car, was it, Russ? So it's a 72. About £40,000. Sounds about right to me for something like this. There we go. Powered by Ford. Big V8 in there. 2008 Jaguar XKR Coupe with 246 miles. Viewers, I think we've got a problem here. Yes, of course it has. Something like Jaguar Land Rover type plates. And it's got a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, particularly with wood. Very, very good, viewers. I'm not putting my hand up there, viewers. The auction's going on live in the background and I'm having to keep my hand firmly in my pocket because look at this. Aston Martin DB7. Quite a late one. This is a Vantage and it's dark blue with a bit of beige leather as well and wood. Not entirely beige and blue, but I feel like in this that I'm sort of some kind of rip-off Pierce Brosnan or something like that. Never drove a DB7 though. Yes please, yeah, year 2000 on the W. Maserati Quattroporte. There's 3 beige leather interiors of the Pro viewers. One it's dark blue with a beige leather interior. Oh, it's only 10 to 12,000. That plate has been changed back for its original registration. It's got a personal plate in the photographs. Yes, it's a beige leather interior with wood. I wonder if Mr. Martin from German Cars would fancy one of those. I know he's into his Maseratis. Very nice. More Aston Martins, of course. So, yeah, it's got the sat-nav right outside of a dash. Yes, 2007 DB9 Volante. This one's an automatic. Looks like that personal plate goes with it. Controversial BMW 6 Series, this one. Hampshire plate. So yeah, 55 registration. So M6 actually. Wow, okay. So the fast one. I quite like the colour on that for some reason. So 2010 Porsche 911. What's this? 3.6 Carrera 2, 991 shape. I don't really know anything about these, to be honest, viewers. We'll move on relatively quickly. Oh, Mexico. I'm not a massive fan of the sort of the plates being the wrong colour scheme for exactly the era, but always nice to see a nice Escort Mark II. I wonder how much this has gone up in value to. Oh yes, £30,000 estimate. Probably sold for a bit more than that, knowing the market. It's still available. Wow, interesting. Right, yeah, 78 that one. Triumph TR6. I'll have the Lucas fuel injection in, I imagine. About 20,000 to 72 with overdrive. Tickford Turbo Capri. Lots of Capris here today for some reason. I'm not going to film all the cars in here because I filmed ones on the outside right at the start in the first part of the Shambolic Shuffles, but we will film the ones I didn't get, and there are a lot here, so we will keep going. 1983 Tickford Turbo Capri. We've got electric windows in here. Yeah, we got electric windows in there. Tickford, who was associated with Aston Martin at the time, which is why it's got that on it. Most popular colour for a particular turbo, of course, was white, like this. Another sort of souped up car from the 1980s, based on the 70s design, is this 1986 Jaguar XJS V12 TWR Coupe. Stands out in the red. It looks more like a later XJRS, really, to me. We've got actually got a rear spoiler on this one too. We've got twin fuel tanks on this. No, just one. Ooh. This is a Daimler Dart. Certainly looks like it. Very stubby little gear lever on these. Tiny little gear lever. Yeah, Daimler SP 250 Dart, 1961. The thing looks so shiny on camera. 1992 Porsche 944 3-litre S2. Now this would be just before the 968 came in, so quite a late one. Hood is sort of like a blue colour. Yes, it does look actually even brighter on camera. This one. I know it's in 92, but it's very 1980s. SLK here. There are some quite modern cars in the auction, and a lot of them I do actually understand why they're here. This one I don't, not so much really, but you know, never mind. How about some proper classics like this Triumph TR2 from 1954. I don't know if this is leather. I mean, I can't touch and find out. Particularly it says it's been sold, but there we go. That choke lever is off a much later car though, is it? So I don't remember what that's off. Answer in the comment section below if you know what that choke lever's off. It's to it really. Now this is something that, it's a very modern car, it's a 67 plate, but I do understand why this actually is in the auction, because these Subaru WRX, I don't think they even called me Impreza at the time. WRX STI was just for what the name was marketed under over here. Because they don't make these anymore for the UK market, they're actually worth a lot of money, particularly in the current market. So this one I think is probably retailing for more than it was new. So it's a 2018 WRX STI Final Edition, and estimates around £40,000. And I do actually understand why it would be that much. However, I was just talking to Richard, who's coming with me, and he says he really likes this, and I have to agree. This is a Nissan 200SX. It's a facelifted one. Various versions of this known as the Silvia and other things, depending on where you are in the world. But this was one of the cars used prominently in the New Professionals, if you've ever seen that. It's something that's quite an obscure series. It's not brilliant series, but it does have one of these in it. And this is a turbo. I think this is the SR20 engine, a 2-litre turbo engine, about 200 horsepower. And this is totally standard. It's registered in 1996. It's in really nice condition. Absolutely amazing to see something like this. It's not rusty or modified. And it's got a rear wiper view. I mean, that's pretty good. I would like very much to own something like that, but the price of these are rising rapidly. This is a car actually driven on track. There's actually a video of me driving one of these on a track in 2018. I drove it actually against the Mitsubishi Evolution 10, and the Evo 10s do drive better than these, just personally speaking, but it's just have a 6-speed box, and the Mitsubishi's only had a 5-speed. But yes, these are again valuable cars. Is this a Japanese import, or is it? Yeah, it's a Japanese import. This one is the WRX STI R205. £35,000. Gosh, there's just a lot of money in these sort of things. How about this Honda S2000? Pre-facelift one, this. I know Planet Auto had a much later one of these actually on their channel last year, I think it was. This is a 2002. Now it's not perfect. You can see there's a bit of wear on the driver's bolster there, but that's not a surprise for a car like this. I've driven, MGFs and TFs and MX-5s and all that sort of stuff. Never had to go on one of these. I know James Martin from JM Cars has got a modified one of these, but I'm more drawn actually to this. This is a Nissan Polestar GTIR. It's based on the N14 Sunny chassis, which is what it was called over here. This one isn't standard, it has been modified with some seats in it from Bride. And I don't know, I quite like these. You know, probably for everyday use, I'd have maybe a Sunny SLX, something like that, but it's pretty good. And it's actually not that modified. ABS, you might need those. It's a 94, imported in 2006. Lancia Delta HF Integrale. This is a 16 valve, a 91. It's not the only Delta Integrale that's here. It's much more affordable than the other one I've seen, which we'll come to later. It's amazing that actually for a car that was launched in '79, the sort of basic version of this Delta, that it still looks relatively sort of contemporary in 1991. This is one of the curious inclusion to me because it's a Mark 6 Fiesta. This is an ST, so it's the most desirable version of the Mark 6s, and compared with the Mark 6 that I've driven, there is a few more bits and pieces in here, but I know it's a very low mileage ST. It's from 2007, there's a private plate on it, but it's estimated at 10 to 12,000 and it's already been sold, so I didn't realise these were rising in price as much as they are. It's actually estimated higher than this Mark II Fiesta XR2. Now I understand why this would be relatively valuable. These were very cheap for a time, and now of course they're not. They're a lot more expensive. This is a 1985 on a B. It's quite an early Mark II Fiesta, and it's got the spot lamps on it. It looks brilliant. It's very similar to the one that was used in the first series of Cat's Eyes actually. I think Leslie Ash drove it. It was not this colour, it was a silver one. I think it was something like A84 TJN. One of its rivals at the time, 205 GTI in white, and then there's a Renault 5 Turbo. Wow. So all together, this is a 1990 on an H. It's a sort of year of the facelift. You know, facelift in the 205 terms was quite a mild thing. The dashboard had been changed, I think, in '88. So you know, really quite an interesting sort of crossover model. But yeah, it's on the kind of the earlier rear end, and it's very similar to one they had in Wheeler Dealers a few years ago actually, when they was relatively cheap. But it's about 10 times the price of the one they bought, I think. Renault 5 GT Turbo. I think again I have one of these fairly recently on it. I can't remember the name of the show. It might have been the really new Wheeler Dealers, which is very different from the older ones. But yes, these are even more expensive than the other of those two. They're actually rarer. It's a strange engine. It's a old Cleon Font engine in these, and overhead valve that came out in the 60s, but still really fast. So only ever driven a standard Renault 5, which ironically was a white one. It was a 94 Campus. So a very different proposition from one of those. So this is a Lancer Evolution 5. I was very blessed yesterday to be interviewed on the Evolution 6. I do apologise. I get very confused between Evolution 5s and 6s, so it's a late S plate. So Jeff Buys Cars, I was actually very, very blessed to be interviewed on his channel yesterday, which is already up on his channel. Yes, he's already put the video up, and he was saying that he got this wrong as well. He called it a 5 when it's a 6. It's supposed to be affordable in terms of the estimate. And oh dear, we've found something really rather nice here, viewers. It's dark green with wood, and it's got a beige leather interior with very, very thick carpets. and a green steering wheel. Do you like a nice beige leather interior, viewers? Yeah, so be a 99 on that plate, maybe a 2000, 99 on our red label. Reasonable at 20,000. It might go for a bit more than that though. Oh, older model here. Now is this a Brooklands? Yeah, it's a Bentley Brooklands in dark green, of course, with a beige leather interior from 1995. And yes, just very carefully placed a phono so you can see. Look at that. Yes, please. You've got white wheel tyres on. Very, very, very nice. Oh, it's proving to be a worthwhile investment coming in and getting a catalogue for this. Again, the one that's before that, even this Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 2. This is a very late Silver Shadow, 1980 on a V, with headlamp wiper action, with sort of little brushes on them too. The chassis of this is actually very similar to that Bentley Brooklands. Again, the estimate's not that bad. I don't know if it will actually sell for that, but of course, got another beige leather interior with wood. Yes, please. We like that sort of thing, viewers, very much. Oh, it's another Bentley with a beige leather interior and wood. This is just getting better and better by the day, viewers. I thought we'd have a few beige leather interiors on our little travels, and it looks like we do. It's a 2002. What label would this be? Oh, it's an Arnage T. It's not a label. That's a little bit more than that Silver Shadow for some reason. Oh, another Lancer Evolution. This one's a 4. 96. Again, sort of similar to the last one, really. I don't know the difference between them. Somebody out there in the comment section will tell me what the difference between a 4, 5 and a 6 is, but I don't actually know. Very nice. Oh, another one. This is a different sort of shape now. So, yeah, it's an Evolution 7 GSR from 2001 on a Y. For once, the yellow colour actually looks brighter in person. It does on camera. It's not normally like that, but in this particular case, it is. Some enormous exhaust on that. Is this a standard UK car, or is it an import? Let's just check here. Yeah, it's Japanese import. E46 M3, I believe. It's a convertible with a hard top. Yes, from 2003. Ooh, wow! Oh, this is almost exactly the same as the one that I filmed on Sensible Secondhand Classics last year. Mercedes 190E. This is a 91. And it's a 2.6 sports line. Simon from Lot 206 Cars owned that one, and well, I didn't realise you could just open the doors. I mean, I'll go through the window, but this has got probably a bit more equipment on it than the one I drove, and it'd be a bit faster. It's a 2.6 rather than the 2 litre. But these are actually really tasteful cars. I do like them very much. Yeah, 190E, 2.6, Portsmouth plate, and a Jensen Interceptor. I don't mind if I do. On a J. So this would be similar to the one that was used in the first series of the Protectors with Robert Vaughan. It's Interceptor 2 on 1970. I think the one that he had was a 1970, like this one on a J. And it's sold, just wanted to touch it. Ooh, is that Gilburn Invader? I keep seeing Gilburns at shows and things, viewers, and you know, I'm sort of quite fond of them. I went to the Gilburn factory when I was a child in the 1990s. It's sort of down in South Wales, and This will have, I think, probably the Ford Essex engine in it. Yeah, Essex V6 3 litre. This is a 72, so quite a late one. It's a Mark III. It's a shame that Gilburn disappeared the next year. Glass fibre body, quite stylish in my opinion. Really, these very nice. Do you like that, viewers? I think those are off a Mark 1 Escort. Those rear lights. More Jaguars. Very, very good. How many's of Clandifno? Original dealer plate on down there. This is an 87 XJ6 3.6 coupe. As far as these go, it's quite reasonable. The estimate of about 10,000. It's not perfect or anything. It looks quite original though, actually. I do like, things like the original dealer plates, being honest, and this does have them. This is very, very 1980s 911. That reflective strip at the back. Quite interesting, this. Don't really know much about this sort of thing. Don't really know much about them at all, but they have definitely got a following. And this will probably be quite expensive. It's an 84 911 3.2 Carrera. Estimates about 25,000. Another Porsche here. This will be an early 94. By the look of it, with the wheels it's got on it. Yeah, it's a relatively early one, so it's W plate. Big hatchings. I have actually done a video on one of these. I didn't drive it, but I did do a walk around. It was this colour. I think it's called Guards Red. I think this is just a standard 94 rather than an S. Yeah, it's just a standard 94. It's an 81. Same engine is used in lots of Audis and Volkswagens and things like that. It's crazy to think that a car was the same as this, bought by wheeler dealers in 2003. I think it was £500 they paid for it. And now this one, obviously, is in much better condition. It's not even off a rush. Well, it could be yours. You could bid on this and be away. This is the later model. This is a 944 Lux. It's an 82. That's a really, really early one. It's an extremely early one. I don't know what's going on with that steering wheel cover, and also that those seats are going to need doing. But I'm sure, like all of these, there's loads of bits you can get, and this has had sort of some kind of period modification done on it. So yeah, very, very, very early one, 82 on the Y. It's probably when they came out. An entry level 944. That's a pretty good estimate, really. And there's one that came earlier. This is a 914. It's quite an early one at an age. I think they were released about 69. So, and this is 1970. So it's in the first year of production. Brought it from California in 2016. This is the 1.7, which is the smaller engine. It looks very, 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 very original. I wonder how much that sold for. I have to look on the website, viewers, because I don't know sort of thing. I'm just shambolically shuffling myself around. A Lamborghini tractor. Don't know anything about these views, but how much is this? It's about 62. It's worth about 10,000. Okay. What's this? Oh, we got a. Why have they put this sort of vintage section just shoved in the middle of everything else? Maybe people are interested in these or something. But we'll have a look at them anyway. Once we're here. 1921 Bean 11.9 horsepower van. I can't remember where Bean were from now. Dudley, yes, of course, but made in the Black Country. There's some of these in the Black Country Living Museum. I'll have to squeeze through here. Here we go, squeeze through. Yeah. And we've got something else here as well. What is this? A D. It's a Daimler, isn't it? Do not use key to start the car. Wow. A maybe complex starting procedure. So just move slightly down here. What have we got here? 1934 Daimler LQ20 4-door Tourer. So it looks in really, really nice condition. It's a sort of typical colour of the period. And then we've got here is a 1916 Saxon 12 horsepower two-seater. It's a Saxon. I don't think I've ever even heard of one of these years, to be honest. I don't think I have. Interesting. I think we'd better, for the sake of completeness, actually kind of go down to the right, otherwise we won't actually be able to get everything done. We'll have a look at some of these Mercedes. This is a 500 SL, 92-93 plate. Early airbag model this would be. It's a 93, it's R129 shape. Oh, I just happened to actually be filming the car as they're actually bidding on it. Wow, there we go. This is another SL. It doesn't tell me what year this is. I think it's got a personal plate on it. Yeah, SL500, not sure. And a CL500. I'd say this is coming on to being a classic now. They were not worth a lot for a while, these. Quite a long time. This is a 2005 CL500. Right, we'll continue where we left off with more Mercedes. I see on the screen. It's at 9,200 already, this one. Well, I'll tell you what it reaches in a little while. What do they call this? The SEC, wasn't it? It's like an S-Class coupe. Yes, 500 SEC. Quite a late one on an H. Oh, and it's got a beige leather interior with wood. Yes, please. That's a 1990. Very nice viewers. Again, sort of that slightly customised look the early 80s cars tend to have. I know it's a 90, but it's, it's effectively 80s really. 10,500 for that R129. This is an R107. There's quite a few of them here actually. This is an 87. It's a 500 SL, so big top of the range one. Another R107 here. Again, a little bit, late. That's a very, very late one. 300 SL limited edition. It's supposed to be a run-out model or something. We've not even got leather in this because it's only the 300 SL. They've got some wood though, which is nice. It's been sold. It's got some fog lights on it and everything. There we go. Lot 220. All important bulky restoration and recent paint refresh. W123 Mercedes here. This is 280E automatic from 1983. It's a bit more up together, unfortunately, the one that's on the Furious Driving channel, which I'm sure at some point will look like this. But anyway, we'll finish off, I think, with another Mercedes. It's interesting how they've kind of grouped these cars. We've got way more in here than I imagined actually initially were here. So we will be having to put them apart. 420 SCE on an F plate. And then what year is this? It's in 89. So thank you ever so much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and I'll see you very soon for part 12.